Hey everyone, this is Nitish here, and today we are going to build some network attached storage NAS for us. And for that, I have bought this CPU from a friend. I broke this glass window, so there is no glass window here, and I broke it before I bought it from a friend. So he was kind enough to give me this entire CPU to myself after all that happened. But here we go. So this don't go about the case. Like, the case looks very nice, and I was so happy that I have bought this. But all of the hardware is very cost efficient, I would say, because I don't want to spend too much. Although I have full disclaimer, like, I have already spent a lot of money on this. I'm using the AMD 5500 GT. When I received this, it wasn't too much dirty, but still there was some dirt in here, so I went out and cleaned up this very well. This is brushed off as well, so there is no dust in here. It has all these fans, but the fans don't have RGB in there. Like, they have RGB, but it's broken. This is a stock cooler. I will change this stock cooler in future to a bigger fan and much more larger heatsink, so that it would run quieter. I have a RAM in here that's 16 GB, 8 GB and 8 GB. This is DDR4 RAM, and this motherboard supports up to 64 GB of RAM, and right now I have 16 GB, but I will be returning these to my friends once my RAM arrive. So I would in here have total of 64 GB of RAM. And why this huge amount of RAM? Because I'm going to install TrueNAS, and TrueNAS uses ZFS, and ZFS is very happy to eat all your RAM, and it gives you speed as well because of that. For storage, I have these two 8 terabyte UltraStar WD UltraStar drives, and these are enterprise drives, 7200 RPM, and they support 6 Gbps of SATA. And I bought these from Amazon, so they cost me around 90,000 per disk. I mean, these are much cheaper than the normal NAS drives, and these are much more reliable. And when I bought them, I found out why they're cheaper, because they are a bit loud disk. They basically make so much noise while spinning, but it's fine for me because I'm gonna put this in NAS somewhere, and I don't really mind the voice, because when AC is running or my CPU is running, it's already making noise, so I really don't hear this. Like, this is not gonna be a purely new NAS. I had a NAS before, and it has very ancient hardware, like Intel 4th generation, and I've been experimenting with it for 2-3 months, and finally few days ago its motherboard gave up. So that's why I bought this from a friend, and it has all the new hardware in here. I'm basically going to be shoving these two hard disks in here so that this can be my new NAS setup, and hopefully this runs stably for me. Otherwise, I would have to spend money on cloud storage, and hopefully I don't. So let's keep this hard drive away for now. First, we are going to look at the case. Okay, so here is the power supply. The power supply is gigabyte 450 something, so it's 450 watt, but for me it's an overkill, but it's fine. At least it should remain stable for us for a long time, because I'm planning to upgrade this setup in future, as I would add more hard drives, add maybe a GPU in there for hardware transcoding, lots of other stuff. So let's look here. I want to see the SATA cables in here, how many hard drives can I connect in here? Okay, oh wow, okay, cool. So I think I can connect 6 drives in here. Oh yeah. So in future I can connect 6 SATA drives in here, power 6 SATA drives, but if I did it in my old the ancient PC, it only had 2 SATA power cables, so I had to use a Y splitter to power my SATA SSD and 2 hard drives. But here, it won't be a problem. I think I can power everything with this itself. And what else? Everything else is connected, the CPU, the fans and everything. So this case does have a hard disk space in here. If I open this up, and I can put one hard disk in here, but I'm not gonna put hard disk in here because these drives run hotter, and they would run 24/7. This is not very cooling efficient place. So what I'm gonna do is, I know it's gonna look ugly, but I'm going to put my hard disk in here so that like cool air can come through here and get pushed, so like my hard disk remain cool. Because running a normal computer and a NAS is a bit different in many terms. One of them is like you need to like your hard disk run 24/7, and if your hard disk run at a higher temperature for 24/7, so let's say they run at 45 or 50 degrees Celsius. Normally we don't have any problem because we use a computer for 7-8 hours, maybe like for us nerds like 12-13 hours. But these would be running 24/7, so we need to keep them cool because we want them to last for a long time. And if you haven't guessed it, I'm going to set up a RAID mirror in here because I'm having 2 drives, so that things like bit rot and other stuff can't happen. So this would be a redundant storage as well. So if one of my hard drive fails, I can basically swap it out and put another hard drive in here, and basically my data would be intact. 12-13 years ago, I had my childhood photos in a hard disk, in an external hard disk, and it failed, and I lost all my childhood photos in there. So it was very sad for me. So from that day, I have planned that I would build something where I can store some stuff. And cloud storage got better a few years ago, so it is also a good option. But it is, I won't say it is costly because it is very cheap, very cheaper than this. But at least I would have fast storage to all my photos, and my internet speed would be my bottleneck. So I'm going to use this cheap SSD for booting my OS. I would be installing Proxmox in here. Why this cheap SSD? I have already an SSD here, which is PCI Gen 3, so it's very fast SSD. But I'm planning to use this SSD as a read-write cache in ZFS. So it would give my hard disk faster access to files. And I would boot the operating system from here because the speed of operating system doesn't matter here. We're not going to be using the operating system too much like we use in our desktop. Like there would be no clicks or anything like that. So booting off a normal drive like normal SSD is very fine. Even if I lose this drive because it's a very cheap drive and it can fail, I would have backup of the system, and Proxmox helps a lot in that. Basically, I would have all the backups in here, and anytime this drive fails, I can put a new drive in here, probably a more stable one from that time, and I would put all my OS in there, and it would take half an hour to set this up, this everything up. So what do we need to do here is I would plug this SSD in here first. I would plug my hard drive later on. So I need to make a bootable disk and install Proxmox in here. So let's do all of that in my main system. Go and download Proxmox. We need this 9.0 ISO installer. So let's download this. We also need something to write to our pen drive. So we have Rufus for that. Let's open Rufus. Let's select our drive. It's D. Let's select our boot image. This would be the Proxmox VM. Then let's start. Okay, it's time to plug the power cable and the HDMI so that we can see if the system is working. So let's do that. Okay, so I have my boot drive with me. Let's plug it in, and it's time to boot the system now and see if we can boot into BIOS or this pen drive or not. Seems like some wire is creating a problem. So let's make sure none of the wires are touching the fans, and then let's boot it up. Okay. I was having some trouble with connecting my 4K monitor to this, and booting up BIOS and other stuff with some old hardware. It sometimes creates problems. So I have connected this monitor, which is connected through a VGA cable, and hopefully we would see some output here, and I can boot this into BIOS. Okay, I see blue light. Okay, let's go to, okay, nice, we are in the BIOS. So let's go in here, change the boot order. Let's boot from the SanDisk pen drive. Save this. And let's boot Proxmox. Okay, so we are at Proxmox installation screen. I hope the camera brightness is okay and you guys can see this. Let's install Proxmox. It's pretty standard. I'm not gonna talk about many things here, like how to install and stuff. Otherwise this video is gonna be too long, and this is not a tutorial video. I thought I should make this as some, like a kind of vlog, maybe tech vlog. You can think of it as like that. Here I need to connect my mouse as well, so let me do that. So let's install this, and here is an important step. I'm gonna set up a static IP for this right now. Right now there is no LAN cable connected, or no internet is working in here, so it's not taking IP on its own. But I'm gonna put 150 in here because this machine is gonna run at 192.168.29.150. I'm gonna name this Prox Node 1 because I am thinking of expanding this in future and name have a cluster and run many nodes in here. So maybe node 1, node 2, node 3, something like that. But maybe it's in future. Let's give it some time, let the installation happen, and I will come back to you after that. Okay, so now this is running, so let's keep this aside, and we are going to work on our main computer because anything from now on we are not going to touch the server computer. I'm going to access this on my main computer. So let's switch to that. Let's access 192.168.29.150. It gives a warning, but never mind. Okay, yay, we are on the Proxmox now. So it's detecting 12 CPU. We have 12 threads in our CPU, and we have CPU Ryzen 55 GT, which is a huge upgrade from the Intel 4th generation i5 that I had. So now what I need to do here is install TrueNAS, and then we'll set up the NAS here. And you may ask, like, why I'm not installing TrueNAS directly instead of I'm using Proxmox. It's because Proxmox is a hypervisor. It can run many virtual machines inside, so we can have many different virtual PCs inside it. So I'm planning to run TrueNAS in one, image in one, maybe Pi-hole for in another VM, or LXC container. There is something called, it's similar to VM. And some other cool stuff, maybe a home lab, home assistant. Since we have all these CPU cores and memory, extra memory we can use. So yeah, basically Proxmox, and we can do much more cool stuff with Proxmox. Installing TrueNAS is basically the same thing. In Proxmox we need to create a VM. We install TrueNAS. I'm not gonna do that. Why? Because I already have a backup of TrueNAS as a Proxmox VM. I had a NAS before this as well. So I'm going to take the backup from here and install it in here, and it's gonna take few minutes, and I'll be up and running with TrueNAS again. So that's very cool. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, so after a little bit of trouble, I was able to install Pi-hole and Tailscale on Proxmox. But I want to install TrueNAS like a fresh install, so that I can show you guys how I'm doing stuff. And also because I want a fresh install, because I don't want to mess up any disk that I have passed. So there is something called passing the disk directly to TrueNAS. So TrueNAS would be running on a VM. It's not running on direct hardware. Proxmox is running on direct hardware, and inside Proxmox we have created many virtual machines. So if TrueNAS doesn't have direct access to the disk, like the two hard disks we are going to install, then it's gonna behave a little bit weird. Maybe doesn't even works. I don't know exactly, but it is recommended that you pass all your disks to to TrueNAS directly. Otherwise, like you can't create ZFS spool. So that's what I'm going to do. So in order to do that, the process is basically same, but inside Proxmox. So we need to install TrueNAS. We need to download TrueNAS, obviously. So let's go to TrueNAS and we need to download the stable version. So here we want to create a VM. Give a VM ID in here. I'm naming all my virtual machines and LXCs same as my IPs on my local, so that like I can remember easily. Like this I can access from point 154. Let's name this TrueNAS image, ISO image. And right now it doesn't show any ISO image in here. We need to first have those ISOs in here. So ISOs, upload, select a file, and then let's upload TrueNAS. So TrueNAS would be sent to Proxmox machine, and then we can install it from there. Do that again. Name this 154. Name this TrueNAS. Actually, I want to number this 153 because I set this up as 153 before, so I should set up 153. Let's select TrueNAS scale here. Yeah, let's create a 32 GB of give it 2 CPU for now, because TrueNAS doesn't needs too many CPUs. And yep, it's great. Okay, so TrueNAS has been created, but TrueNAS has not installed yet. So we need to open up console, start it. Okay, so it's asking me whether I want to install. Yes, install, and all of this process is basically same. Okay, so TrueNAS has been installed. It's now pointed at this IP 192.168.29.17. We want to change this to 153. Okay, let's go to network, edit here. And we don't want DHCP, we want a static IP, that would be 153. Okay, so now TrueNAS has been installed, so we are good to go. Now we can install our 2 hard disks in here. And I'm doing this step by step so that I may know where something breaks, and we don't want to do all of this together. You can do it if you want to, like install everything and then just work on the software, but I don't like to work that way. Like I take step by step so that if something breaks, I know where it is breaking. What I'm planning to do is put my hard disk in here, just like this. So let's see if the bottom holes align with the hard disk. So let's see that. And I should definitely turn this off before doing this. So let me do that. And the good thing is, like, we can do it from the web UI. I can do it from my phone as well. I can access Proxmox on my local, and I would shut down this node. So if you can see, the fans are still spinning. Or maybe, it's okay, just trust me. If I press shutdown, and let's see if we can install hard disk in here. Okay, seems like they do align. Okay, well, so I don't like this setup very much. Like all the wires are in open, but at least everything is connected. So that's good, and I will do some DIY or some other stuff, or maybe get a bracket or something that can hold my hard drives better. But at least they are connected for now. So let's pass them from Proxmox to TrueNAS. I have turned on the PC now, and I can start hearing the hard disk now. Like the fans were so quiet for this new case. Like my previous case has louder CPU fan as well, but everything is silent. So now I can hear the hard disks. It's not that bad. So hey guys, so this video is after 2 weeks, and I have been using my NAS for 2 weeks now. As you can see, I was able to make the RGB lights in the case work as well, and I was able to install the panel. for closing the broken glass window. I found a PVC panel that I had lying around, and I used black sticker on it to basically blend that in, and it looks nice for now. And the steps after the last step is, while I was setting up TrueNAS, I basically mounted all my drives to TrueNAS, and then I imported my pool, and I even set up a drive on Windows as a network share. So all of that was a bit more technical, and a short video wouldn't cover all of this, so I had to cut it short. So if you need more detailed part of that as a tutorial or something, please let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope this video has given you some information as how you can set up your own NAS, and hopefully like it was very enjoyable for me, and hopefully it was for you too. So thank you for watching, and I will see you guys later.